The tax collectors and the sinners, meanwhile, were all seeking his company to hear what he had to say. And the Pharisees and the scribes complained. "This man," they said, "welcomes sinners and eats with them." So he spoke this parable to them. "What one among you with 100 sheep, losing one, would not leave the 99 in the wilderness and to go after the missing one till it was found? And when that person found it, would he not joyfully take it on his shoulders, and then, when he got home, call together his friends and neighbours? 'Rejoice with me,' he would say, 'I have found my sheep that was lost.' In the same way, I tell you, there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one repentant sinner than over 99 virtuous people who have no need of repentance." Or again, what woman with 10 drachmas would not, if she lost one, light a lamp and sweep out the house and search thoroughly till she found it? And then, when she'd found it, call together her friends and neighbours. "Rejoice with me," she would say, "I have found the drachma I lost." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing among the angels of God over one repentant sinner. I really like this section of Luke's Gospel. Luke, for me, was the author who was in touch with the poor, with the sinners, with the frail, with the vulnerable, and I think this particular section throws it up well. Immediately after these two stories, of course, comes the parable of the prodigal son, which again exemplifies this thing about us falling over, making mistakes, but God taking us back again. And I think that gives me amazing hope. And it's not only about me and God. I think it's also about me and the people I live and work with. Do I take them back again when I might consider they have infringed? How do I treat them? How do I approach them? It's a big ask, because sometimes it's easier just to walk away. And I guess too, it's how do we judge others when we first see them? You know, there's that thing that the first 3 minutes of an interview tells the person who's doing the interviewing what this person's really like. And it's all set by the way the person looks and the way they behave and what they say and how they present themselves. So I guess we're doing that all the time with people we meet. But God says to us, hey, if this is a lost person, I'm still interested in them. I can still find them, they can still be found, and I'm going to rejoice. And so the call for me as a Christian today is to take on God's mind, become one with Christ, and accept that person who has infringed or who might be on the margins of society. Or maybe it's the person who shares my table with me at home when I haven't had a good day and they speak sharply, or the children call out and want my attention when I don't feel like giving it. All these things are what God is calling us to look at and to be generous in our search, just as the shepherd was generous in his search for the lost sheep, and the woman was generous in her search for the lost coin. Neither of them spared any trouble. They were very happy to keep searching. The woman actually had to light the lamp, and the man had to go out, presumably in the cold night air or in the rain or whatever, and find this sheep. Or maybe it wasn't cold, maybe it was hot where Jesus was at that time of the year. But despite the difficulties, the two of them pursued their end until they found what they were looking for. And the final kind of meaning I find in it is, what am I looking for? What do I hold in my heart? What do I anticipate? What do I look forward for? And the final meaning I find in it is, what do I hold in my heart? What is it that I'm seeking? Because what I am seeking will stamp a pattern on how I live my days.